This is question number 26 in the November 2013 higher calculator paper. In question 26, the question says, the diagram shows triangle LMN. And so we've got LMN. They said calculate the length of LN. Give your answer correct to 3 significant figures. So that is important to note. And again, you have the standard statement on the side that the diagram is not drawn to scale, so you can't make any measurements from it. Now let's look and think about what we need to do. If you're familiar with questions at this stage of the paper, you should be able to spot straight away that you need to use the sine or cosine rule for this. You need to use some trigonometry to work out the length LN. So LN, and I'll just put a question mark over there. That's what I want to work out. And let's think about this. I've got N here, and I'm going to use the same sort of conventions of the sine and cosine rule. So if that's N, that's going to be small n. If that's L there, so that's angle L, that's going to be small l. That's angle M, that's going to be small m. So that's what we want to find. I know that angle, I know that side. I don't know that angle, I do know that side. I don't know that angle, but I want to find that side. And in fact, just going through that exercise there has led me to what I need to do to work this out. I'm going to use the sine rule to help me work out what this angle here is. Then I'm going to use the fact that the angles in a triangle add up to 180 degrees to help me work out what this angle is. And then I'm going to use the sine rule again to work out what this side here is. Let's go through that. But before I do that, I'm going to write down what I know. So I'm going to write down all the information about what I know. I know that N is equal to 15.7 centimeters. And I also know that the angle N is 136 degrees. I know that M, small m, is what I want to find, and big M, I will need to find that as well. I know that small l is 12.8 centimeters, and big L is what I need to find as well. So there are 3 things there that I need to know, and there are another 3 that I need to find. I'm going to use the sine rule, and I'm going to write this up straight away in terms of L and M. So if I start off with sine n, big N, over small n is equal to, so sine of big L over small l. Now I know 3 of those things. So I know that big N is 136 degrees. I know that small n is 15.7. I know that L, the angle L, is what I want to find, but small l is 12.8. Okay, now let's work that through. Sine L is going to be sine of 136 over 15.7 times 12.8. And I'm going to use my calculator to carry out that calculation. So sine of 136, I'm going to divide that by 15.7, and then I shall times my answer by 12.8 equals, and that gives me 0.5663. That's sine L. To work out what L is, I'm going to do the inverse sine of that value. So on my calculator, shift inverse sine, and I'm going to use the last answer that came up on the screen, and that gives me 34.49. I'm going to just call it 58. Okay, so too many decimal places. I'm getting carried away there, but I don't need to round up until the very end of the question, or round until the very end of the question. So that's what I've worked out. I've worked out that L is that much degrees. I next need, so if I know what L is, I can work out what M is. So angle M is going to be 180 degrees, take away 136 degrees, take away 34.4958 degrees. Let's do that. 180, take away 136, take away 34.4958 equals, I've got 9.5042. 9.5042. That's what angle M is. So I've just worked out what angle M is up there. Now going back to my information, I now know what angle M is. I could actually work out what this distance LN is going to be. And I'm just going to do that in this space here. So if I use my sine rule again, I know that sine of n over small n is going to be, this time, sine of m over small m. And remember, what I ultimately wanted to find was small n, m. Sticking numbers in, sine of 136 over 15.7 is equal to sine m. I just worked out what m is, 9.5042 all over small n. Now this is slightly more fiddly, right? But you should be able to manipulate this. You should be familiar with it. I'm going to just do a quick rearranging. I'm going to get m is equal to sine of 9.5042 times that by 15.7 all over sine of 136. Now it's just going to be a case of letting the calculator do all the hard work, and out should come my result. I'm going to work out the top line first. Sine of 9.5042 and times it by 15.7 equals, and then divide my answer by sine of 136 close brackets equals, and this is my final answer. The length of LM is 3.73188. So M is going to be 3.73188. Now, this question did say to give your answer to 3 significant figures. Now, working out the answer to 3 significant figures, I just need to look at my original number, what I got on my calculator, 1, 2, 3, and I'm going to chop it off there. Remember what the question asked. They said calculate the value of Ln. So Ln is going to be 3.73 centimeters, and that's to 3 significant figures. Now this is a pretty complex question. It's very, very fiddly. I've actually used a lot of space for my workings, and I actually split my workings down the middle there. So what I am going to do is I'm going to just reposition the workings so that you could see it all. You could take it in one go, and make sure you do try to get a full understanding of this question and how the answer has been arrived at and what was done to actually get it. It is a complex question, right? But if you're aiming for top grade, you should be able to do this, and you should be able to secure all the marks in this question. Make sure you can do it, and make sure you fully understand it.